Many comparisons are being made between our current wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and our other U.S. armed conflicts, especially Vietnam. But really, what are the similarities? Are fighting conditions similar? Are we stuck in a war that we can't get out of? And how are our soldiers treated when they come home? We're about to find out from Gulf War veterans David Scott and Jose Perez and Vietnam War veterans Ken Wales and Jim Murphy. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. It's a pleasure having you here. Jim, let me begin with you. You just heard the questions I asked. How are they, you know, you went to Vietnam. What are the similarities that you see happening all over again?
Well, it's two different areas of the world, very different climates. Vietnam, there was 4 to 5 times more troops during the height of the Vietnam War than there is in Iraq War. But the similarities have a lot to do with the same issues that soldiers have to deal with day in and day out. The coming home is just as difficult, I believe, for the vets coming home now. I don't want to run a... I think one difference that you might want to explore with your class is that I think because of the instant media that is happening in Iraq, I think the soldiers, when they come back to their communities, are coming back to a lot higher level of understanding than when we came back from Vietnam.
Yeah, we really want to talk about that.
Because YouTube, I mean, YouTube is picking up as we speak. YouTube is, you can download today's comments from different troops that are in Iraq. So the people here really can get a sense of what the guys are feeling and what they're going through. Vietnam, your turnaround on a letter could be 10 to 14 days. So there wasn't this kind of instant communication. People here right now, they have a real direct feeling of what's going on there. As far as the VA is concerned, the VA is the same.
Well, I think, you know, most of what he's saying is true, with the exception of them coming home and the community opening up the doors to them. But then again, you know, it's a situation where they're turning around and coming home, and a month, 30 days, 6 months, they're leaving again. You know, and it's a problem because, you know, a lot of them are coming home and already with, you know, medical and psychological and brain traumas, you know, and, you know, it's not being recognized. You know, as long as you're still in the eyes of the military physically fit, you know what, we need you one more time. Then it goes 2 more times.
But Ken, you also went to Vietnam. Do people appreciate nowadays maybe a little more what soldiers go through? Because I remember that, you know, during the Vietnam War, there were so many people in this country opposed to the war that, you know, they mixed the whole thing up and they didn't appreciate what the soldiers were doing. You have to separate the two, don't you?
Well, yeah, you have to separate the two, but people are looking at it, you know, as far as I could put it, as similar to World War II. You know, we were attacked. And, you know, although, you know, they had the congressional hearings and the weapons of mass destruction that weren't found, now they're turning around and they're saying that because of 9/11,
right,
you know, so the country and the patriotism is there. You know, whereas in Vietnam, you know, they felt that we shouldn't have been there. You know, we had the college campus protests, you know.
Well, there's also a big difference in the fact that during the time that you guys went to war, Vietnam veterans, there was a draft. And now these guys are volunteers. That's a big difference too, right?
Well, yeah, it depends on what you call a volunteer. I mean, if you're poor and you can't find a job, are you a volunteer if the Army's your only option? I mean, it's like, and that was true in Vietnam too. You went, most of it, the people that had money didn't have to go serve in Vietnam. They didn't serve in Vietnam. They hid out in the Texas Air National Guard and places like that, where they found some sort of convenient deferment.
Are you referring to our president?
Just a little.
Okay.
Well, he couldn't get into law school, and there's one of those hidden facts, and that's why so many Congress people never served, is because law school was an additional 3-year deferment. So if you got your undergraduate deferment and then had another 3-year deferment for law school, there was no way you're going to go, and that's how a lot of our wonderful politicians got out.
In this generation, the technology, the World Wide Web, there's computers all in school, people are more educated, and as you say, with the technology and the telecommunications, you get to see what's going on right there as it happens. So in a sense, the United States people, you can feel you're there with the soldiers while they're embedded in, you know, overseas. There's more understanding. It's a closer, I don't know, I think today's generation of students and children, they're more educated, they're more knowledgeable on the subject.
One of the things that you guys mentioned, I can't let that go by, is when the National Guard. the National Guard during your era, the Vietnam era, didn't go to foreign wars, right?
Right.
They only stayed in this
No.
country.
Well,
Now
that-
they're being sent.
Well, I mean, look at the word, National Guard.
Yeah.
It's in defense of the nation.
Right. But
All
they're
right.
using everybody nowadays.
Well, because according to them, they don't have enough troops. You know, what do you take to have enough troops? I mean, look at it realistically. This is a religious war. You know, there's no way we're going to change that. You know, I mean, there have been religious wars throughout the world, you know, and did we get involved in it? No, because, you know, we can't be the policeman to the whole world. You know, I mean, you know, you have, example, you have a Catholic and a Protestant. Are you going to change each other's, you know, ways of thinking about the Lord?
No.
We're not going to do that.
And in that part of the region, as he was saying, it's, they've been battling for many years in war. You know, you're not just going to come overnight and change a person's mind. It's not going to happen.
And we wouldn't be there anyhow if there wasn't oil in the region. So,
That's
I
the
mean,
main-
the other side of the religious war is there's oil